One. Wah, everybody. Welcome to the Two Schmo Show. I'm your host, the infamous Orion, and I'm a Schmo.
I'm Carol, and I'm also a Schmo.
Wah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, can you tell what we were just watching? Ooh.
I didn't think it was possible to cringe so hard, but you learn something new every day.
Oh my gosh. I just. How do you do, fellow kids? I hear you like
So, Elon
Wazio.
Musk
Yeah.
hosted SNL. I'm like, it honestly shocks me that SNL is still running at this point.
SNL should just be a YouTube channel at this point. Like,
Just in general.
yeah.
Like, is it still that
I don't know. Let's check the ratings of last the
popular?
episode.
Yeah,
SNL
basically.
is ratings. Okay. First article that comes up: Saturday Night Live returns to season low ratings.
I mean, it, it's okay. So like it is not at all surprising, but they still like they upload all of their stuff to YouTube already.
Yeah.
So you don't even need to have any sort of Comcast or any sort of cable or internet plan or anything to like actually watch it.
No,
You can
you
just
don't.
go on the internet.
You can literally just go on the internet. Appointment television is
Yeah.
dead.
And it really works in that style of internet comedy. You don't have to have a clip, a joke skit be 5 minutes if you don't want it to. If you have an idea for a skit, you can just do a 1 minute skit and have it actually be funny rather than trying to pad an hour long runtime.
You know what I miss?
What's
OG
that?
Smosh. That was like our
Yeah.
generation's SNL. Although it wasn't that. I don't know. Do you ever watch the old Smosh skits?
Not anymore.
I was about to say. I went back after they announced they were breaking up, and I kind of realized they didn't age well, which I don't think much
Yeah.
skit comedy does age well.
I will say though, almost all of the Filthy Frank, Max Mofo, iDub stuff still holds up.
Yeah,
And it's granted not that old yet, but I mean it's been a good 5 years since any of them have done that kind of comedy since, and it still works really well.
you just made me like take a double take there. 5 years. It's been five
Something like that.
years since Filthy Frank. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
2016. That was like his peak.
Let me see. When did he even last upload on the channel?
That's a good question.
3 years ago.
Oof. Wait,
It was 4
2018?
years ago was the last time he had like an actual Filthy Frank upload.
Wow.
After that, it was the pink guy stuff.
That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. But he's been doing very well as Joji making
Yeah.
music, so can't really blame him.
No, he doesn't have to worry about his source of income anymore because of how YouTube really didn't like Filthy Frank.
Yep.
Yeah. It's really telling that we started off talking about SNL, but now we're talking about Filthy Frank.
Yeah, just the better version.
Yeah.
I really feel like I feel like SNL could be better. It has the potential to be better. The people that they have on the show aren't there because they're boring. They have clearly at some point proven themselves to be funny in some capacity or talented as a writer to some degree, but I can't help but feel like they're just constantly being limited by the format that they're pigeonholed in.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sorry, but SNL can't chase newer audiences because of their formats. Newer
Yeah.
audiences are moving to the new formats.
Yep.
And they can't really take that dive because their old audience is still hanging out in that old format. And if they go without the old audience, they won't last that long. It's like pretty much
I mean, will they though? Like, I'd be very curious what the number of views they had last night was compared to the number of views that they have gotten across their YouTube uploads in the last, 24 hours.
true. Hmm.
Like, do they have ratings numbers yet?
I don't think so. I'm not 1000% sure.
I'd be surprised if they had it now.
I think you have to wait a week.
So let's just go on an assumption here.
Yeah.
This is an article talking about SNL's ratings in general and talking about how it has fallen during the pandemic. So during the presidential election, which would have been about 7 months ago,
7
they were
months.
clocking about 9 million viewers per episode during the presidential cycle. After that, it fell to about 4 million. If you look at their YouTube right now on like pretty much any of their episodes, let's go like a week ago. Let's check a week ago. When is that one? So the last one they had was who did the opening I can't even tell. I don't even care. It's well over 4 million. No
Yes.
question.
Yes.
Combined. Just the opening monologue for Elon Musk's on YouTube right now has 5.9 million views already in less than a day. So I get why they do what they do, but it seems incredibly outdated and misguided.
Oh yeah. No. I feel Elon was a ratings trap.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they do shit like, so I mentioned this to you. You haven't seen it, but they had a skit that was called Gen Z Hospital. That is just bad.
Should I be
It
offended?
is. No, it's too stupid to be offended by it. It's like, it'd be like if you see like a genuinely, and I guess Elon Musk does technically qualify for this, but it's like if you see an autistic child mimicking the horrible shit that their racist parents say, you can't blame the child for that. They're just mimicking what they experience in their day-to-day life, right?
Shit. That was a
And
wicked burn on Elon.
I mean, he does genuinely have Asperger's, apparently.
Yes.
So, I don't think he actually had that much of a hand in the writing part of this kind of stuff. I mean, he of course probably had some say, but the entire skit is just somewhere between tone deaf and kind of insulting.
Yeah.
Because they call it is literally called, it is uploaded to the internet as Gen Z Hospital. People don't talk like that. Like
Gen
you and
Z.
I are technically Gen Z.
Yeah, we're Zoomers.
We are Zoomers.
And proud.
No one fucking talks like that outside of irony and satire on the internet.
Now I need to watch it because I feel like
I'll link it to you. It's dumb. It's very stupid.
Oh no.
And it's legitimately like you can watch like the first 30 seconds.
Okay.
It's just terrible.
Closed captioning. Now returning to the thrilling conclusion of Gen Z Hospital.
God, closed captioning is probably terrible for this. No, it's just as bad as it is live.
Why do they keep saying best what?
Yes. Yes.
I don't ever say bestie. Okay, we do say bro.
No one does. But you don't use it in like casual conversation. You wouldn't use it if you're in a hospital. For example.
He's going to catch hands. Big facts. Oh. I feel like that this was made by someone whose only interaction with Gen Z was Twitter.
Yes. That was exactly my thought as well. Because that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Like, yes, this is what Twitter looks like, but people don't talk like that.
No. I'm not going to lie. When I first said dead ass here on the podcast, might have been the first time I ever said dead ass in my life. Took a
It's the
major
same. It's
L.
the same thing as anything where you can't take a text-based communication platform and translate it one to one into people actually talking.
They said
That's just not how this works.
They said sus. Oh my gosh. What is this? This is just. I
It's just
also
bad.
like how all the Gen Zers have the faded dye hair, the faded out clothing, the pastel color palettes. Bruh. Bruh. We stan you. God. Imagine being a medical professional, went to like college for 13 years, and you come out and you start working in this Gen Z hospital, and people just say, "Yo, I stan you, dog."
Terrible. The only piece that is marginally funny is they have a Supreme urn at the end of it.
That's good.
But that's only good because it's fun to bash on Supreme for being a stupid brand.
Oh yeah. You think if I put a Supreme logo on our podcast, we would get more viewers?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably it's a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah.
Because people would do that, like unironically.
That's the problem with being ironic nowadays is you don't know like unless you're like me and you make your whole personality based off irony, it's hard to tell who's ironic and who's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even then, there's so many stupid people out there that irony can go completely unmissed and mistaken for someone being genuinely dumb.
I am very scared whenever someone I don't know tweets at me on Twitter because I'm like, oh shit, they didn't understand me.
Yep. So
this skit is literally just them using Gen Z slang. That's it.
Yes, that is it.
No
That's the
development.
joke. That is the whole joke, and they do it about 500 times in 5 minutes.
Bro, this is terrible.
It's awful. It's just dumb. And there's a lot of the slang that they completely misuse.
Yeah. Like, oh no. So basically, I'm reading the YouTube comments. So basically, a Gen Zer writing a skit with millennial actors about Gen Zers.
Yes.
Yes. You know, it'd been funnier if they called this TikTok Hospital.
That would have been much better.
Yeah.
I would believe that.
Yeah. That's also a comment on here, which, good on you, my dude, Karos Elite. Shout out.
I do need to still watch the Weekend Update sketches because those are usually pretty amusing. Although the current ones still don't compare to Seth Meyers.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he literally wrote the book on how to do those segments. Apparently there's a skit called Chat on Mars. This looks way overproduced. What the hell?
They really, really thought Elon would bring in a younger audience.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
I mean, relatively younger, you know. I mean, think about the kind of person who would watch Saturday Night Live in general. The kind of person, like when does Saturday Night Live even air? Is it like 10 or 11 on Saturdays?
I think it's 11 because they go till midnight.
The kind of person who's, for one, not already doing something at 11 on a Saturday. So, you know, if you're working, for example, you're not going to be watching SNL.
Oh my God, there's the
so younger for them could be the 30 to 35-ish year old people that consider themselves financial investors after they bought $10 in a meme coin and have been riding a bubble ever since.
I was about to say, I'm
who cares about liquidity?
I put up the big screen of this, and now I'm just even more insulted because these people are not young enough to be Zoomers.
No, they're not. None
Yeah.
of them are.
No.
Like let me pull it up here. Who does their writing right now is Colin Shaws, Leslie Jones, Andrew Dismuke, Michael Che, blah 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 blah. Those are the first four. You want to take a guess what their ages are?
Mid 30s to mid 40s.
The youngest, to their credit, is Andrew Dismuke, who's apparently 25, who I've never heard of, so they must be a new cast member.
Yeah.
So if they are bringing those kind of people in here, power to him. I don't think he's in this skit.
No.
I'm actually pretty damn certain. But Michael Che, very talented comedian in his own right. He's 37. He's not a Zoomer. Colin Jost, again, very talented, 38, not a Zoomer. Leslie Jones, very talented, incredibly, what's the right word? Successful in her career. The furthest thing from a Zoomer, she's 53.
What the fuck?
Yeah. None of these people have any right to be making any type of critique of modern day youth
Zoomerology.
euphemisms and how they speak.
Zing. Wow. Yeah, that was a pretty shitty sketch.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just bad.
The funniest thing to me is it aired on primetime television.
Yes, that aired on actual TV.
Oh, no wonder Twitch streaming e-girls get more views than Saturday Night Live.
Mm-hmm.
You were telling me about Tesla stocks and meme coin after this?
Yeah, so apparently I must have missed it or something, but at some point apparently Musk said that Dogecoin was a hustle. And I guess he did it in his opening monologue. I kind of skimmed through it, but to no one's surprise, him even like mentioning it caused it to plummet. So Tesla stock on the day so far is down like 5%. Dogecoin has dropped by almost 40.
If I was someone who fell for Dogecoin, I'd be very upset right now.
Yeah. I mean, to a point. It depends on when you fell for it, right?
Yeah.
Like the perspective for it is since the start of the year, it's up 1,600% and it went down 30. So
I know those sound like good numbers, but like not really that impressive. When you think about
it's
it, like,
if you bought into it on like January 1st, you made a fucking fortune.
yeah,
If you can sell it.
if you can
If you can actually, use it. But it's the exact same way with the stock market.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just having valuable stocks is one thing. The whole point is to be, at least traditionally, is to use it for long-term gains. That's why most people don't even like give two thoughts about looking into cryptocurrencies, because they're so volatile that long-term gains aren't a thing for them. So with these kinds of things, yeah, if when Dogecoin was literally fractions of pennies at the start of the year, if you bought a few $1,000s, you've times your money, multiple times over. But the kinds of people who are willing to do something like that, it's either you're in on it or you're very bad with your money, because that's a terrible investment.
Yeah. It's not really an investment as much as it's a gamble.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Investment implies much longer duration.
Mm-hmm. But cryptocurrencies are still pretty much entirely unregulated for the most part. So
the moment they get regulated, there's going to be a lot of angry people.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, because one of the whole things about them is that they're supposed to be constructed in a way that prevents them from being regulated.
Yeah.
So I don't know. How do you regulate something that is by design unregulated? You just kind of, I don't know, because there's people who get legitimately taken for a ride with this kind of shit. There's actual like old school pump and dump schemes that are going on.
Yeah.
and they're completely out in the open, and you can't do anything about them because they're not technically illegal.
Very curious because like all this money moving around, it makes me wonder what it's done to the economy.
Oh, look at the stock market.
Yeah.
I do really wonder how much of cryptocurrency's continued rise, especially for things like the GameStop stocks and the Bitcoin stuff, Ethereum, everything really. How much of that is like actual growth versus the exact same explosion in pricing that literally everything has seen because inflation is kind of out of control in the US right now?
Yeah. Well, it's almost like we are experiencing a major economic disaster,
Yeah.
and
And
the
it's
economy
being
is
propped
flush.
up by it's just being propped up by stimulus checks at this point.
Yeah.
It's just pushing the inevitable fallout from it further and further out. You know, there's still people who haven't been able to pay their rents, and you
I
know,
know several
what are they
people
supposed
who
to
have
do?
lost their homes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really fucked up right now.
Yep.
Go invest in Dogecoin because that's the smartest thing you can do with your goddamn money right now.
I did came across a new YouTube channel, and I don't recommend following these people for any long amount of time. You'll lose your brain cells. They are way too libertarian to be healthy. But it's called Reason TV.
Oh
They
no.
do have some very funny sketches that they put out, though.
Really?
So there is I guess you could call him a comedian who I know through Magic the Gathering stuff named Remy, who does parodies of classic songs, but changed to be in a way that's related to Magic the Gathering. So let me see if I can pull one up here real quick. One of the ones that I really like is I can't remember the number in it. I mean, it's like pick a classic song from the 80s, and he's done one for it. Let me pull up his channel here. He does work for this uh, Reason TV though, and he did a piece called Dogecoin Rap, and the sort of like key piece in it is talking about investing in dog money. It's quite amusing.
One of the worst things about the rise of Dogecoin is hearing my relatives call it Dogcoin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Stay away
So
from
like
my
this is
Shiba.
this is the one I like. He has one that's a parody of "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go," but it's "Wake Me Up Before You Combo."
Oh no.
And it's really good. It's really well done. It's really well written. He did another one for Monster more recently. That's really. I'll link you this one because it is really well done. But yeah,
Hmm.
very talented. The whole channel is very libertarian, and it's just like, ugh, please stop. But they did one skit recently called Libertarian PBS that is, it's just funny. It's really funny. Drop this here. Worth a watch later. So yeah, that is a whole thing.
So now that we've bashed on our usual suspects, cryptocurrency, uh,
Mm-hmm.
Elon Musk,
Mm.
NFTs, I'm sure we can find an NFT and make fun of it later.
Let
What
me
else do
let
we
me
have
get a
in?
let me get a quick fuck Amazon in real quick while I'm thinking
Ooh,
of it.
fuck Amazon. Yes. Anybody
Um,
else? Are we missing anybody?
anybody else? Uh,
Um,
so this is not really, not at the moment, but I thought this was hilarious. Hilarious how dumb people are. Did you hear about the ransomware attack that happened on one of the major U.S. oil pipelines this past week?
I did hear about that.
So the people who carried out the ransomware attack, DarkSide, released an official statement regarding the incident on their website. And
Go on.
apparently, in the statement, they said they didn't mean to create problems. Our goal is to make money and not creating problems for society. You carry out what is effectively an act of cyber terrorism against a major oil pipeline, and you're surprised that things happened because of that? Who could have
Oh,
seen this coming?
that's the equivalent of apologizing for saying something slightly racist on Tumblr. Then you start making the emoji with like the flower crown and whatnot.
Okay. It's just so dumb. Like I was sharing this headline with some people in a Discord, and it's just so stupid. U.S. fuel pipeline hackers quote didn't mean to create problems. Did you expect to happen?
Hmm.
These people are real geniuses.
Oh, I know. Guys, I'm sorry. Do you want your money back? I'm not giving it back. What else do we have in the news?
Okay. Apparently, China is trying to set up a separation line at the summit of Mount Everest.
What?
So this whole thing's kind of weird, but apparently the border between Nepal and China falls along Mount Everest, and apparently it's through the peak. Allegedly, is what part of this. So because of that, there are routes up the mountain on both sides of the mountain, on the China side and on the Nepalese side. And the side in Nepal is the one that I think is more typically thought of when you think of people climbing Mount Everest, just because internationally, that's where people tend to go. You know, if you have the option to go to Nepal or China, you know, which are you going to go to? Historically, you're going to go to Nepal. Um, but the same is true on the other side of the mountain with the Chinese side. And there has been apparently a rash of COVID cases that are coming out from people who are climbing the mountain. Not super surprising, given that parts of climbing the mountain forces you to be in incredibly close quarters with other people.
Yes.
And if you have, lax safeguards in place in the lead up to going up the mountain, well, you're of course going to have people who are going to be transmitting between each other when you're, sharing tents. And particularly, let me see if I can find some pictures of this. The peak of Mount Everest has only room for about 6 people on it at a time, just because, it's at the top of the mountain. You can only have so many people that physically fit up there. And it means that you have these long lines of people literally just lined up in a queue trying to get their chance on the summit to, take a picture and just, have their moment. But these people are literally, like front to back, right on top of each other.
Yes.
So, in an effort to like segregate the side that's Nepal versus the side that's China, they're talking about putting up like a physical rope or something. What do they even call it? Separation line, a line of separation at the summit that would keep them from mingling across the border.
Oh, jeez.
So they've apparently dispatched a team of Tibetan mountaineering guides to set up the line, and it is to be in place before the arrival of a group of Chinese climbers who are currently on their way, to prevent contact from the Chinese climbers and presumably the climbers on the Nepal side that are the alleged source of the COVID incidences.
I mean, if you have all that money, you might as well waste it.
Right? I guess so. Yeah, this is a pretty good picture that I've seen. Gets the gravity of it across. Just a fuckload of people.
That's. Yo, I didn't know they had PS5s on top of Everest.
Right? I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. Like climbing Mount Everest used to be a notable thing, but when you can't even count that many people easily. 100 people all lined up waiting to do it in a day. Is it that popular? Is it that special anymore?
I mean,
It's a physical feat, but it's not unique.
no. Is there really any unique feats that you can do in this modern age?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's fewer and fewer of them that are, notable, but like going out to just generally remote places that, aren't guided is what you have to do. If you go to Yellowstone and you just fuck off out in the woods for a week, Yeah, you'll have a unique experience. You're taking a lot of risk doing it, but it's unique. It's probably technically illegal, but
Yeah.
there's also a lot of places I think that are less exciting than like Mount Everest. Ooh, you know, there's prestige to it, but like when that's what you're dealing with, who really gives a shit when you can go to, instead of the tallest mountain, go to like the 22nd tallest mountain, pick something further down the line that you can have a real personal experience at rather than this clusterfuck.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
I mean, like, let me pull up a list of the tallest mountains. List of tallest mountains. What is like the 20th? I'm just curious. 20th is in Pakistan. That's no good. Let me just look here because I'm sure a lot of these are probably basically all in the like Tibetan mountain ranges in general.
I'm sure. I mean, like,
So I'm just gonna skim here and see like what is there. It's all in Tibet. Damn.
the world's most mountainous region has the most tall mountains.
Who would have guessed?
Shook.
Let's do North America. Is there a Wikipedia article for that? Hey, there we go. So Denali in Alaska is the tallest mountain in North America at 20,310 feet. Let's go down to number 20. Mount Bear, also in Alaska, 14,831 feet. So yeah, it's not as tall, but I can guarantee you there's not going to be nearly as many people out there because they want to do the one, right?
Yeah.
So that's my take on it. Do something original, not necessarily the best.
Yeah. I agree. I'd rather do something I can claim is, my own than, I mean, how many posers have a Super Bowl ring? I'll have you know, I
Right.
happen to have the one and only class ring of Corey Rakowski from 2012.
One of a kind.
Yeah, fuck your Super Bowl
Sonic
rings.
2 with a line.
Yes.
No, but I mean, on a more serious note though, like looking at this kind of an environment on Everest, it looks really fucking boring.
Next.
Like the culmination of years of hard work and dedication and practice to get yourself to the physical fitness, not to mention the cost of physically going out there and taking the time to do this, and it culminates in waiting in a line.
Dude, do you think people wait in the line longer than they actually do climbing the mountain?
No, because I mean, like the climb up the mountain is like a 2 week thing, from what I remember.
Oh, shit.
And they do stagger it out so that you don't get people literally stuck waiting in line. There is some amount of planning to it. There's a limited number of people that they have going up and down the mountain at once.
Bruh,
But
I just had the greatest idea ever.
what's that?
We need to get out there and start putting out a vending machine or some kind of snack vendor for that line.
Drones. Just start getting drones out there with little like the baseball stadium
Yeah, dude.
Cracker Jack boxes. Yeah.
Peanuts, get your peanuts here. Mount Everest peanuts, finest in the world.
Need a top up of oxygen? We've got you covered.
Oxygen, get your oxygen here. Fresh from the People's Republic of China.
But like that is one of the big things with summiting the mountain that is a problem, is that for the vast majority of people, when you summit Everest, you're doing it on oxygen. So you have that physical imposed time limit of like, you have this much oxygen, you have to get in line, get up the mountain, get back to your base camp below whatever the critical point is with the oxygen that you have. So that's one of the reasons that they do have to like time it out to not have too many people up there trying to all go at once.
We gotta make Mount Everest Go, a service that provides oxygen to you on your
Right. No, you
Everest
just do it
journey.
with drones.
Yeah, dude. Just simply press your GPS location. We'll fly a tank of oxygen
So
right
here's
up there.
what we do. We need a big dome.
Yes.
We'll just put Everest in a dome, and then anyone can do it.
Yeah, dude.
Make an escalator.
An escalator. And she's no, a staircase, man. People still
A
need that physical
staircase.
aspect. You know what?
Oh
Jeff Bezos, with all of his wealth, could probably like budget out a staircase for Everest.
yeah. I don't think it's like a money thing as it is like a physical limitations thing.
I don't know, man.
So let's think about it. So if you want to make like a traditional staircase, right? Traditional steps,
Yes.
you need to have as much up as you do out. Because it goes up by about the same much as it goes out, right?
Yes.
So if you want a staircase up Everest, how far out would you need to go?
Are we going to have those
And what
heated?
does that look like?
They need to be
So
heated so no one slips.
2029. Well, no, that's like all superficial. Usually, like the physical, like how many miles away does this staircase have to start?
Yeah.
You know,
Let's find out, shall we?
29,032.
Okay.
That's the height.
Yes.
So that works out to be. Let's turn terrain off. Google. Hey, that's like I can actually see things now. So I'm pretty sure that's about 6 miles. Feet to miles. So it was 29,302. That's 5.5 miles. So it's not too bad. But I mean, it still is a lot of stairs.
That would be a lot of stairs. You also need a handrail for insurance policies.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Need little side viewing spots with those quarter payout binoculars.
Oh, we're just disgracing Everest.
You went to Everest? That's cute. Okay. Have you heard about German priests? They're doing a Martin Luther again.
Hell to the yeah. Go on, my brother.
So priests in about 100 Catholic churches in Germany have been offering live streaming blessings for same-sex couples starting today in a defiance of the Vatican.
Nice.
Good job, Germany. Keep at it. Part of the Love Wins movement that is emerging after the Catholic Church said in March that God, quote, cannot bless sin. And Germany went and said, nah, fuck that.
Why is it always Germany?
I don't know. I have a feeling it's just a German thing to be just like, nah, fuck you, I'm going to do what I want.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to this kind of thing. But thousands of German priests and church employees have signed a petition calling on the church to extend blessings to same-sex couples, while some parishes have also displayed rainbow flags outside churches.
Fair enough.
This is an interesting point that may also be a factor. The Catholic Church in Germany is more liberal and wealthy than many other countries, and the increasing local acceptance of gay couples will be hard for the Vatican to ignore. Liberal and wealthy is an important combination, though. I would not be surprised if there is a substantial number of churches with clergy or members that would agree with this stance, but just due to the financial aspects of it, running a church isn't free,
Yeah.
It does cost money to, keep the lights on and the heat running. They would be concerned about backlash and losses in, people pledging to help continue to keep the church operating.
Yeah. God provides, but unfortunately God doesn't provide that much.
Nope. He don't provide like that.
God never spotted me. I spot me a 50. But Satan did give me that golden fiddle.
Yes, I actually was that. Someone made a pun about violins and violence, and I was just like, nah. Dev went down to Georgia.
Yeah. Looking for a silk steel.
Classic.
He was a behind because he was way behind. And he was looking for a silk steel. So he saw that boy playing on a hickory stump, and he tells, "Well, what? I got a fiddle of gold against your soul because I think I'm better than you." Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm American.
I think that the most valuable cultural significance that any one person can do for themselves is to do more to learn about cultural things in the late 70s and 80s so that they can better understand the references in Archer.
Really?
Yes, because there's a surprise. There's like a lot of one-off jokes that I just don't get because I don't know the source material for it.
Yeah.
One of them being, there's a line in an episode of Archer where they hitch a ride with the trucker, and the trucker, one of the whole point is that they get caught up in some weird culty fetishy thing, and the trucker is wearing lingerie, and Archer calls the guy C.W. McCall girl, which is, you know, C.W. McCall, the one-off name that was used for a pop hit in like I think it was like 70s or 80s, something like that. But I never understood that until I heard that song relatively recently. What the hell was that song? Convoy. Which is, you know, it's actually a pretty good song. It's dated, but, you know, keeping that in mind, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Right. I will say that is one really cool thing. There's a lot of stuff that I don't agree with that Vox, the publication, does. One thing they do have that's really cool is their Earworm series.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it, especially for someone in your position, because they do look at a more historical side of pieces of music that are in pop culture.
So, Earworm, let's see this.
They should have a playlist for it. I'd be surprised if they didn't.
I'm seeing a channel called DJ Earworm. Oh, hey, there's Vox Earworm.
It's not its own channel. It's just on the main Vox.
How trucker music became a 70s fad.
Yep.
I think I saw one of these videos.
They're very good. They're very entertaining. They did one. Let me see if I can find it. I can't find
Oh, yeah. The most feared song in jazz. Giant Steps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen that one. I need to watch these. I didn't realize there was a whole series of them.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Here's the playlist. 26 episodes. There's one that I really enjoyed about dance music and how it came into being.
Why disco made pop songs longer? Because people want to fucking dance.
The ingredients of a classic house track.
Okay. Yeah.
And where Sicko Mode's weirdest moments came from, also very good. Very cool look at more like a technical side of how that happened.
I'm definitely going to look into this.
Yeah. I highly recommend it. It's very entertaining. And, you know, it's, in the end, it's also just some good music.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's just popular for a reason.
I mean, I remember watching the Giant Steps one, the most feared song in jazz. To be honest, though, I kind of already knew about Giant Steps' reputation, so it didn't teach me anything new. So I don't know, like, what that says, but we'll see.
Yep. I haven't watched many of the particularly older ones, but the few newer ones that I've seen have all been very entertaining.
Yes.
Okay. Back to the news. Sorry about that. French soldiers are warning. I mean, this says French soldiers. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration. So, an open letter has been published in France warning of the threat of civil war and claiming to have more than 130,000 signatures from the public. The message was published in a far right-wing magazine accusing the French government of granting concessions to Islamism? Whichever. In the open letter, they say it is about the survival of our country. It's said to be issued anonymously by soldiers and appealing for public support. To which I say, you are a democratic country that has elections and you lost. Get the fuck over it. Or put up someone better. How about that?
I feel like you're projecting there for a second.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
So... this whole thing, I don't doubt that this happened, but like France population is 67 million. So like, yeah, I don't doubt that there's 130,000 people that want a civil war in France or a warning of a civil war in France.
Yeah.
You could probably get the exact same shit in almost any country. but that's a tiny fraction of their over total population.
Reminds me of something else here about the small population wanting to go to Civil War.
What's that?
The Boogaloo Boys.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it's the same idea.
I know.
This is just France's,
I'm
their version of it. It's got more baguettes.
yeah. I'm just more convinced it's war profiteers.
Hmm.
Listen,
There's
man.
some really stupid shit in this letter too. Others of the letter describe themselves as part of a younger generation of soldiers who have served in Afghanistan, Mali, and the Central African Republic, or joined domestic anti-terrorism operations. Quote, they gave their skin to destroy the Islamism which you are giving concessions on our soil. That is not at all true.
They were giving their.
That's not what's ever happened in these foreign military operations.
Yes.
So,
wow.
Given that that is their perspective, I'm not surprised that they're doing this, but they're like just completely misguided in what they're doing.
Yes.
Or they were. They had a completely false, like, if that's why certain groups are going to the Middle East to destroy Islam, like, come on.
Dude. Bruh.
It's never going to happen.
No. And shame
France
on you.
has some problems, but, this ain't it, Chief.
This ain't
as
it.
the kids say.
In
There's your next SNL skit.
I was about to say, in the wise words of SNL, lit.
Lit.
They didn't say lit at all during that, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else do we got?
Okay. India is still dealing with extreme COVID conditions. Headline story for today is apparently dozens of bodies have been washing up on the banks of the Ganges River that are believed to be people who have died as a result of COVID. Some media has been reporting as many as 100 bodies have been found. Some have been reporting that it's been over several days. A lot that is unknown about it, but the entire situation in India is especially tragic, and this is a reminder of it.
Yeah. Poor India.
Yeah.
What country do you think suffered the most from COVID?
So far,
Yeah.
it's very hard to say. And especially since, I mean,
my question,
I would say that I think India has a very strong argument to be made at this point.
Yes.
Because in the US, we have had a large number of fatalities, but they were honestly spread out over a fairly long period of time. And where they did happen, they were very localized.
That's kind of where I'm at. I don't think you can really talk about COVID's impact of just as the deaths.
Yep.
But
like,
also,
you can look at official numbers and you can say, oh, the US has had twice as many COVID deaths so far as India. And yeah, sure, that's true officially. But official numbers are only one thing. We know that in the US, that there's no way in hell there's only 500,000 COVID deaths.
Oh, yeah.
There's just like so much statistical evidence that says otherwise. And one thing in India right now where there's so much anecdotal evidence that contradicts what the official numbers are.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think tragically we probably will never know how many people truly died from COVID.
No, we almost certainly won't.
Yeah.
We can make very good estimates. I've read a few articles that talk about the measures of excess deaths. It's a statistical tool that's used, all the time. It's not a new thing that's being used. This is something that is continually tracked, and it's able to use statistical modeling and past information to determine a number of excess deaths in a year that is the number of deaths that are greater than what the anticipated number is. Things like cancer and heart disease are incredibly tragic, but they are also incredibly statistically predictable to a certain degree. And when you look at like the US for 2020, it seems like we had almost 1 million excess deaths in the year.
Yeah.
So I think there are going to be tools like that that will allow us to make very educated estimations as to what the total actually is.
For me, a very interesting thing about COVID is it's really put a new perspective on how we live and like made ourselves susceptible to these
Hmm.
diseases. Like you said, statistically, you can predict these kind of things, and
Oh yeah.
it very much working at a grocery store. It's kind of fun to see. Well, it's not fun, but it's morbid to see this kind
Hmm.
of stuff happen right before your eyes
Yeah.
with people's purchasing habits. Um,
I mean, I will say that there is a certain morbidness to it,
yeah,
but there is a genuine fascination.
yeah.
Like it's captivating to see this happening in front of you. You can't ignore it.
I mean, I've seen people like waste literally hundreds of dollars on alcohol, and they come back the next
Oh
day and
yeah,
buy more.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't doubt it.
yeah. And then people act like alcohol addiction isn't a common thing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's
th-
tragic.
the scary thing about alcohol to me is that we really don't give it enough negatives that it deserves.
Hmm.
Um, like how much sugar is in alcohol just to make it taste good, or at
Oh
least
yeah,
acceptable.
plenty of it.
Yeah,
Yep.
sugar and alcohol, both very addictive things. I mean, it just
Yep.
kind of lines up for alcohol addiction on a very small level. You know,
Hmm.
not enough that it
I would
becomes.
even call it small. Honestly,
I mean, addiction's addiction.
it's a pandemic of its own.
Yeah,
We've just been living it with living with it for so long at this point.
we just ignore it.
Yep.
Yeah, I, it's a thing.
It is a thing. So I do think India definitely does, at least in the moment, seem to be being hit harder than the US was. And a lot of it has to do with the conditions that existed before they were hit, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you can look at the average hospital in, say, New York or Detroit, and it's going to be miles better than the average hospital in India just because they have the infrastructure ahead of time for this kind of a thing, you know?
Yep.
So, on that end, it does seem like the impact that it is having in India is, excuse me, much greater. And it's not over yet. That's the big thing. It's like very much still ongoing.
Yeah, and there's for us there's an end in sight, thank God.
Yep.
But I don't know about India.
I don't know. It's hard to say. And at the moment, the big problem that they have isn't like a prevent more people from getting it kind of thing. It's treat the people they already have.
Yeah.
They don't have like, and not even gloves and masks. It's like it's oxygen. It's the bare minimum that they need to keep people alive in these hospitals, and they just don't have it. They
Mm-hmm.
don't have enough of it.
Yeah.
So
India, it wasn't exactly a great country before the pandemic, and it sure as hell isn't now.
mhm. It does go to show how these kinds of events can just sort of put the flaws in a system on full display for anyone to see.
You were saying, where have you been the last year?
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Just speaking as an American here.
Yeah.
Man,
I did have an Al Jazeera article pulled up that's talking about apparently um, the COVID situation in Mumbai seems to be much better than the situation in other regions of India.
ooh,
But I'm wondering if this is just like a financial thing
who knows?
because Mumbai is substantially wealthier than the average part Indian city. Yeah, I don't know. Effective treatments are always good, but having apples to oranges comparisons helps no one.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Oh yeah, I should have had this further up my list here. Another piece about the pipeline shutdown due to the ransomware attack. Uh I don't have the headline right here, but talking about how, this could push gas to $3 a gallon. It's just like it's basically fucking there already. What are you talking about?
Yeah, dude.
2.96 a gallon average across the U.S. right now. It's basically $3. Stop fucking around.
Yeah.
Apparently the pipeline that is affected right now is the Colonial Pipeline. It's the kind of thing that should be localized to the Southeast U.S., but I'm sure it'll ripple its way everywhere because why wouldn't it?
Um, electric cars? Question mark?
Nope.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the kind of thing where when there's anything that starts to impact oil or gas prices pretty much anywhere, it at least seems that the major players involved will sort of take any opportunity that they can to use that to their own advantages.
I mean, why not? I mean, it's only fair that everybody feel the wrath of a pipeline being targeted.
Yeah. Pipeline gets targeted. That's a news story. Better tick prices up. Oh, they're talking about how it might be a long time. Well, that's another news story. Prices are going to have to go up again. Oh, we're actually starting to see the effects of this 2 weeks later down the road. Well, we got to keep prices up now that we're actually having to deal with it. It just kind of,
That's
it's dumb.
That's just good business, my dude.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Oh yeah. This is the article that I had. I had a Fox News article pulled up, and I had to take a screenshot of it because I didn't want to actually look at the article because for whatever reason Fox decided it was a good idea to have videos that automatically play in their thumbnails, and then pair that with shitty headlines. So, God, where to even start with? I'm just gonna read the headlines here because I want to clown on Fox News real quick. Then we'll get into the actual story.
Have fun.
So there's been a continued surge in violence around the Gaza Strip, particularly between the events that are going on with Palestinian settlers being forced from their homes as Israel is pushing in. But there was news stories today about rockets that were being launched towards Jerusalem from Gaza, allegedly claimed by Hamas, the Islamic terrorist group. But I wanted to contrast the BBC's headline with Fox News's headline. So BBC has, where'd it go? Deadly airstrike hits Gaza after rocket attacks. Up to 9 people are killed as Israel's military responds to rocket fire towards Jerusalem. Compared to Fox News, which has Mideast explodes. Terrorists fire dozens of rockets into Israel as tensions rise over whole. It's such a contrast.
You just went from Martin Scorsese to Michael Bay real fucking fast there. Chill out.
Like Mideast explodes. Explosions. Dumb. So no injuries have been reported after in regard to this. Israel's parliament was evacuated as sirens sounded. Let me see if I can pull up the other articles because these were a bit earlier in the week and I didn't grab a link to them then. Oh, okay, no, they have it further down in here. Thanks, BBC. So it was apparently related to events that occurred at the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Israel police force said thousands of Palestinians had barricaded themselves in the building overnight with stones in anticipation of confrontation during the Jerusalem Day flag march, which was scheduled to start at about 4 p.m. Officers were ordered to enter the mosque compound to repel the rioters using demonstration dispersal methods. Monday morning, after a police post was attacked, stones were thrown towards a nearby road. For over an hour, police fired stun grenades, rubber bullets, and tear gas at the Palestinians who threw stones and other objects. So, as I understand it, as a result of this, the actual Jerusalem Day march that was planned just basically had to be canceled. And there's been, what was the number? Like 300 some people who have been arrested or otherwise injured. It's just not good.
It's a bad.
Palestinian medics said more than 300 Palestinians required hospital treatments after the clashes with police.
Yeah. Um, Guys, I think we need to cancel Israel.
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't say that. Fox News will get on you.
Oh shit.
Let me see if I can find this other article. I didn't even link this because it was so dumb. Where did it go? I can't find it now. It was some stupid shit about, how it's, anti-Semitic or whatever to criticize. I hate that kind of bullshit so much. Criticize Israel once and you're immediately accused of being an anti-Semite, no matter how legitimate your criticism is or how completely unrelated it is to anything ever. It's
What you
like,
don't understand.
hey, hey, Benjamin Netanyahu doesn't seem like a decent guy. Hey, that's anti-Semitic. What?
What you don't understand, Kyril, is I am part Jewish, so I am immune to that bullshit.
Reddit disagrees. They will determine your fate.
Oh god. The council, otherwise known as the moderators, will determine your fate.
Speaking of prequel memes, have you watched any of The Bad Batch? Have you
No.
heard about it at all?
My friend gave me a small review of it and told me not to even bother with it.
No?
No, honestly.
I've heard the opposite. Interesting.
Really?
Yeah. I haven't started watching The Bad Batch itself yet because I need to actually get caught up with the Clone Wars stuff because I haven't watched all of it and what I have watched was like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But from what I have heard, it's got Dave Filoni involved, who is apparently like the guy. And from what I've seen in the trailers, it looks like visually good. So I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm not unwilling to give it a chance yet. And from the reviews I've heard, it seems not bad, but I don't know.
I've seen I know they like redo a part of this episode 3 and
Yeah.
I've seen comparisons and it's interesting. I,
Mhm.
I just don't know what to say. I don't know. Star Wars and I are not on good terms right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. I don't know. I don't view this as much as Star Wars as the Clone Wars animated stuff, which is like completely separate in my mind
Agreed.
from the mainstream mainline stuff. It's just so unique in its presentation.
My main problem with Star Wars, right? It doesn't know what it fucking wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I like when it was like the original trilogy works.
No, that's not true. Disney wants to make money.
They want it to be their new Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of working.
It works
Makes a
sometimes.
shitload.
Yeah. But like I don't know. Honestly, I wish they would have kept George Lucas on the project because he's the one that's been running with that the longest. And like, I'm not saying
Yeah, but he's kind of crazy.
he is kind of crazy, but they do need a directing someone to direct the whole thing, like kind of what Kevin Feige does.
Sure.
Yeah.
I would agree that they need a single vision to direct it to keep it all in line with itself.
Yes. Because like with
Just don't know if that is Lucas in particular.
I don't think it should be Lucas. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we should go back to him right away, but I'm saying like at least if they kept Lucas, it would make a lot more sense than what it does right now.
Sure.
Because it is fucking jumping all over the place right now, and I can't keep up.
Yeah.
Because we had fucking the sequel trilogy, and then we went back for Rogue One, which is between the prequels and the original trilogy. And then we went to Han Solo, which is supposedly a prequel to 4 that takes place between it and Rogue One. And then we're doing the Bad Batch. Then we did a new season of the Clone Wars. And then we went back to do Rise of Skywalker. It's annoying to keep up with. You know?
I guess.
Yeah. That's besides the point, though. You can have whatever feelings you want. I will not judge.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fine.
Yep.
I can appreciate that perspective.
Mm-hmm. When are we getting a new Anakin movie? Huh? Huh? Huh?
Hopefully never.
Oh wow. I like Anakin.
I
Though.
I don't dislike Anakin, but I'm kind of tired of it.
Oh yeah, I
I'd
feel like
rather
he's
I
done.
want more Rogue One type stories that are relevant to what everyone kind of already knows, but are their own thing.
Agreed. I would very much rather we just said fuck it with the main Skywalkers and we don't see him again.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with that. I will say though, I mean, I'm perfectly honest. I'm very excited to see what happens with the Kenobi stuff
Yeah.
because Ewan McGregor is amazing, and I'm always happy to see him be involved with Star Wars again.
Fucking develop Kenobi more. Yeah.
Like what all? I'm very curious on this. What is the correlation to Ewan McGregor related Star Wars products and those products being good?
As long as you don't count
I mean, it depends on what your perspective for the prequels are, I suppose. But
yeah.
like,
I say just don't count Clone Wars and you've got a pretty solid batch.
even then though, like the prequels are a thing, but compared to the Han Solo movie, they're like different types of bad.
Yeah.
As movies, the prequels are competent. They're just not what people wanted.
Yeah.
And I do think we're starting to see that where as we get further and further from their release, people are starting to like them more and more for what they are rather than what they wanted when they released. Does that make sense?
I mean, I see the prequels a lot like the Sam Raimi trilogy for Spider-Man.
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess.
They may not be like these big explosive pieces of cinema, but you can still appreciate their story a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do end up doing some really cool CGI stuff as part of it.
Oh yeah. I mean, the lightsaber fights were definitely a big upgrade. Which
Mm-hmm.
shout out
I
to the
mean, even in
sequels for not making a good lightsaber fight.
yeah,
Name one good lightsaber fight in the sequels.
there's the forest.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was a
the
set piece.
forest. No, but like even like set piece for set piece though, the particularly in episode 3,
Yeah.
the settings look amazing
Oh yeah.
for the time. Having these like fully CG rendered space battles, unbelievably impressive.
Yes. We also didn't get that many good. I'm sorry. I don't like shitting on the sequels because I don't think they're worth that much time. But I cannot think of a
Yeah.
single cool action set piece in the sequels besides maybe that one at the end of the Last Jedi, the one with the red salt.
Yes, that was very cool.
Yes.
I will say from like a visual perspective, I really liked the hyperspeed ramming thing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I
Last
think that
Jedi was
looked really
good.
good. There's problems with it,
Yeah.
but from a visual perspective, that was really good.
Yeah. Okay. Ryan Johnson, you
Yeah.
may have
I
messed
mean,
with the
like
story a
it
lot.
looked. It was a terrible movie, but it looked really good the whole time.
The most beautiful Star
Except for
Wars
whatever the
movie.
fuck Finn's costume was at the start. What the hell was that?
What was? I don't even remember it.
He was in like some hyperbaric chamber or some shit.
Oh God.
And he gets out of it, but there's like no one watching him apparently, even though he's supposed to be in like a hospital bay, and he's just walking around all clueless with these like hoses hanging off of him. Like, what the fuck? What is going on? Who let this happen?
Ryan Johnson did.
Ryan Johnson did, unfortunately.
My biggest problem with Last Jedi is he's given like the Kings to the Kingdom all these very cool story beats he could have done, and he just leaves them and just plays around with like some crayons. He was set
Yep,
up for such great things, and he just kind of like just played around with visuals.
pretty much. Okay. Let me see here. I don't have that. I don't have too much more like media stuff, but I have a feeling you do.
What do you mean with the big one,
Certain trailer that was revealed.
the biggest blackest trailer?
I don't know if I'd go that far. It looks a bit red to me.
Yeah. Um,
I will say though, this poster is such bait.
you think so?
It's like come on, we know who you're trying to appeal to with this, and I get it, but like,
Vor?
yes,
Yeah.
it'd be like I can't even think of like an equal example. It's just so unsettling in that obviousness. How
It,
did they not see this?
I don't know. I think they were too busy trying to replicate this comic book cover.
I guess so. I mean, and it's well done for what it is, but it's like come on.
So,
You should know better.
the trailer for Venom.
This is a comic books property. You know how this shit goes.
We had the Venom 2 trailer drop today, ladies and gentlemen. That is the cover, comic cover. I think it's
Oh,
based off of, though, which scares the shit out of me. Because if they're going to try doing the Mike Costa Venom run, I'm bailing out right now because that was a shitty time to be a Venom fan.
was it?
Oh my god, dude. Where is? Okay, I'm gonna pull up some panels.
So I will say I haven't yet seen the Venom movie. I've been
Really?
putting it off. Yeah, it's just not something that's particularly interesting to me because I don't have that much of a connection to the character. Like the biggest connection I have to it is the third Raimi Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
And it doesn't exactly sell the concept.
Well, I'm gonna say it's not that great of a movie. I enjoyed it, but I enjoy it in pieces.
Yeah.
It's like one part a very funny movie, but then it tries to take itself serious at times, and you're kind of left hanging.
I noticed that with the trailer for this one, and that's one of the problems that I feel like I have with it so far.
Yeah.
Knowing absolutely nothing, as it seems like it's trying to do two very different things.
Yeah. So I'll take this panel, and where is the cursed panel?
Cursed panel.
Yeah, there's a very cursed panel in this. It's very famous in the Mike Costa run. Anyway, we'll just go with the trailer until I find these panels.
Yeah.
The Venom 2 trailer dropped, and
Mhm.
there is a severe mood whiplash in that trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do you not see it?
Yes, I do. It seems like it doesn't know if it wants to be. Oh, let me see if I can come up with an example for this. I don't really know. It's like it's trying to be both a comedy and then also serious.
Yeah. Like, so the trailer basically starts off with the hilarious section of Venom making breakfast for Eddie Brock while like piloting him through the kitchen. In fact, I'm convinced that someone saw Ratatouille and realized that Venom could do Ratatouille.
It's basically what it is.
Yeah, it's
I do get that. I hope that this is like all of the scenes that we see of Tom Hardy and Venom in the trailer. I hope all of this happens in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
yeah.
Keep all of this dumb, goofy shit contained to one thing. Because the rest of the movie seems really dark and serious, and that's kind of cool.
I don't mind the idea of Venom being a bit of a goofball because that's kind of his character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't either, as long as they know when to pump the brakes on it and let the non-goofy stuff take center stage.
Yeah. Because, like, how do I describe this? I don't hate the idea. I love the idea of Venom singing along to, like, this old song, and he's just having, like, the time of his life. And, like, people, like, there's a cute scene where, they're like going through a grocery store and they're like, "Hi Eddie, hi Venom," and then Venom's like, "Tell her we said hi, Eddie." It's kind of funny and cute. It's like a pet.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start going into like the Carnage stuff in the trailer, and it's all very mood whiplashy.
Yep.
Yeah. What do you think about the trailer?
That's basically my same perspective.
Yeah.
Is that it really feels like they're trying to do it. The trailer gives the appearance of them trying to do two different things, and if they do keep that through the whole movie, I can't see how it'll be effective.
Yeah. It definitely needs to pick a side,
Yep.
and I would love a horror superhero film because I've been dying for that forever. But
I don't think this. I don't know. This doesn't really seem like that to me.
it doesn't seem like that to me as well.
It's a bit too over the top
Yeah.
with like, oh, the it's all on fire and everyone's shouty.
Everybody's real upset, man.
Yeah.
Um, we did get a look at Carnage, and I think the Carnage design is acceptable.
It looks a lot like Venom, but kind of red,
Red. Redum.
but not like very red, just like slightly red.
Yeah. Um, I do like how they're doing like all the tendrils on him.
Hmm. Yes, that is cool.
Yeah.
There's more red in the poster than in the trailer.
Yeah. Um,
Is that the panel?
what? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
the Mike
That's
Costa,
very obvious.
the Mike Costa Venom run is kind of infamous for using Venom as a symbol for relationships.
Sure.
I put in 2 pages of panels, right? The first one is like of
Yep.
a withered up Venom running away from a guy sitting down.
Yep.
The story of this run begins with Venom being away from Eddie Brock and attached to this real psychopath who is abusing him. So it's an allegory for abusive relationships. And then he gets
Sure.
back with Eddie, and do you read that?
I am like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Um,
confused though.
yeah. The whole thing with Eddie is that Eddie starts referring to Venom as his lover, and that he,
That's
yeah,
huh.
that it's
That's weird.
their relationship. They're now a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get that panel. The
Yeah.
yeah, which I don't want to describe what I'm looking at, ladies and gentlemen, because it's kind of
It's meaty.
me.
Just go with that.
And it's followed by Eddie Brock saying, "We are about to have this baby right now."
Yeah.
Yeah, they do have a baby, by the
It's
way.
it's weird. It's very weird.
Mike Costa, you son of a bitch. It is.
I kind of get what was that? Was that Supergirl?
Supergirl?
Let me see if I have the right character. I don't think I do. One of the comic book characters that was supposed to be like a Captain Marvel or Superman-esque character, but the writers just kept making her bust larger and larger with each episode until people started to notice. I
That's
don't
kind
remember
of
which one it
funny.
is though.
That's
Have you
really
heard that?
no, but that's hilarious.
Well, I don't know. There's so many of these that are like generic, like take word and man, boy, girl, woman, and it's probably a character. Turns out.
You know what's the worst part about the Mike Costa Venom run?
What's that?
It created this whole slew of Venom X Eddie Brock fan art.
Oh my god, that's disgusting. What the hell?
That's not the worst of it.
I don't doubt it. They all have their clothes on still.
Yeah. My girlfriend accidentally sent some to me because she wasn't paying
Oh
attention.
no.
She didn't know about the infamous Mike Costa run. And you think this was like something a while back? That run was back in 2017. It's still fresh.
It does look kind of recent.
Yeah. And Mike Costa. Oh no. What the fuck am I? Okay. Okay. I'm getting off this. I
It's probably a good idea.
don't type in Costa Venom Love into Google. Just don't. I've seen way worse panels with like Eddie expositing how much he loves Venom. It's terrible. What?
There's been an ongoing thing in Siege right now. So they're about to have their major event for the year that's been delayed and delayed and delayed because of COVID. So they're finally getting to the point where it's like definitely happening, and they have a bunch of the teams in France for the event quarantining.
Yeah.
And there's been a bunch of posts on Twitter about how shit the food is in the hotel they're in, where it's like they're about to have an esports event, and apparently the hotel that they're all been housed in by Ubisoft or ESL, or whoever's handling it, like a lot of the rooms just don't have desks. So they're like stuck in a hotel room for weeks at a time where they have to quarantine and try to get ready for the event, and they don't have desks that they can use to, like, do their job, basically.
That's unfortunate.
Someone posted a video from their bathroom where the uh, sink is just not hooked up underneath, so it just dumps water all over the floor of their bathroom. Someone had almost had a fire on their outlet. It caught on fire and knocked out power to like the whole floor.
Hmm.
And then they've been posting pictures of the food, and it's like very European, where you get like like a slice of meat and a slice of cheese and a baguette, and that's breakfast.
Wow.
The NA people are all just like, what the fuck?
Oh, we did forget to mention one thing about the Venom trailer.
Oh, what's that?
Woody Harrelson as Carnage.
Yes. I was surprised by that. Not too surprised, I guess. But
He's like foreshadowed in the original Venom movie,
yep.
but I think he's a good fit. I think he is interesting. Probably not my first choice, but honestly, you know who I think would be a good Carnage?
Who's that?
Jared Leto.
No, he's like tarnished his reputation for anything close to, like, unless he wants to do, I don't even know what. Like, he was good in Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah.
I'm actually just looking at his filmography right now. Great movie, great performance. Oh, he's gonna be in Morbius. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's much more fitting for him.
He looks like a vampire.
He does. Like, he just does.
Yeah. If you were to come up to me and said you had proof of Jared Leto being a vampire, I would fucking get a wooden stake and be like, okay, let's get this son of a bitch.
I haven't shown it to you anything. Yeah. Nope, we're going. This is done.
Yep. Come on, man. Get your garlic. We're going out. Son of a bitch had it coming.
Mm-hmm.
Look what he did to Joker. Oh,
Yeah,
did you get that article I sent you about Joker 2?
Joker 2. Oh yeah, I did. Yes.
Yes, that was
Yes.
announced last week, along with DC's plan to do a Black Superman movie.
Yeah, I've heard the Black Superman talks, and that is very cool.
I am
I
severely
think that's a really
interested.
good idea.
Yes. I just want to know who.
Yep.
Yeah, there's
From what I've been hearing, it sounds very early still.
Yeah.
But
there are so many
it
good
sounds like
candidates.
a good idea.
Yeah, I am all for a Black Superman.
It is a bit like the obvious one for me. And maybe they could still pull him in for something, but like Idris Elba's already has a role in DC in like the actual universe.
I was thinking Michael B. Jordan.
I've heard that his name mentioned too.
Yeah. I mean,
Would be fitting.
I would just like to see his range, because like he does a good villain with Killmonger and Black Panther. Fucking nails it. I just want to see his range. As a hero.
I watched Without Remorse, the Amazon Prime thing.
Yeah,
and he plays the lead in that. He does a very good job.
Hmm.
I mean, there's the movie as a whole has some rough spots to it, but it's nothing related to his performance.
What if it's Will Smith and they just try to pretend like Hancock wasn't a thing?
It just didn't happen. I'd be fine with that, honestly.
Oh,
That'd be funny. Well,
Jamie
no, because
Foxx.
he was in Suicide Squad too, wasn't he?
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah, so give him a third role. He's
Yeah,
Superman now.
that'd be a terrible idea.
That sounds terrible.
Um, Jamie Foxx.
Jimmy Fox. I don't know. I wouldn't be immediately against it, but I feel like the work that he's done with was he in maybe I'm getting my I think I'm getting him mixed up with someone else. He'd probably be fine. I'm getting him mixed up with someone else.
Jamie Foxx is my favorite actor of all time. I don't know if I told you
Yeah.
that. Yeah, but I think I would just love to see him get more roles. The dude
Mm,
is amazing.
he is.
Yeah,
You're saying that because he's in Baby Driver.
yeah, he is in Baby Driver. Shut the fuck up. He's also in
No,
Ray.
he is
He's
very
also in
talented.
Soul. He's also in Django Unchained.
He's
Um,
apparently in Spider-Man Homecoming. What?
what? I
That's what
don't.
I said.
I don't believe that. Um, he was also in Rio. You fucking remember Rio, punk? Horrible Bosses. Rio 2. The Search for More Rio. Uh,
Oh, he's apparently rumored to be in No Way Home. It's
yeah.
just getting like automatically picked up from the Homecoming article that talks about No Way Home.
Oh, that's
So
lame.
he is not in Homecoming. I think I would have. I feel like we would have noticed that.
He was in Gold Digger by Kanye West. So that's also
Oh
a
yeah,
good
no, I
thing.
mean he's very talented.
Yeah.
I would not at all. I wouldn't be against it. It's the kind of thing that I would have to reserve my judgment until I can like see a trailer
Yeah.
to see how he fits in the role.
I don't know. Um, I look forward to our new Black Superman Overlord.
I feel like whoever plays Superman has to do the like has to really bulk up, and
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen Jamie Foxx really bulk up before.
You're not
So that's
wrong.
to me that's the kind of thing that really makes or breaks it for a Superman role is like um fuck I don't know my muscles shoulder muscles. Some people got them, some people don't. You know, like you can't stick Ben Affleck, for example, as Superman because he just kind of has too short of a neck.
The problem with Superman is that you want someone who's like a Greek god, but you also need someone
Yep.
who can portray everyday man.
Yep.
So like that's two very opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yep. I do think that one of the reasons that Michael B. Jordan does work as what would work for it though is because he can do that.
Yes.
In the roles that he's played, he's shown that he can, you know, get to that level of fitness and maintain it for a film, for a production cycle. And he's also a very relatable individual.
Oh yeah, dude. Like fuck it. Like totally.
Like it makes complete sense why his name is being thrown around.
Yo, entirely. I can't really see like Donald Glover getting that part.
I don't think so.
No. Do you think they will start doing DC in general start doing more of these one-off superhero movies again?
I hope so.
I mean, I'd rather just see a good superhero movie. You know?
Mm. I don't know. I'm torn on it because I think that they need to have more. I mean, I guess it depends on whether or not these one-offs feed into the larger story. Because as long as they do, I think it's fine. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't know
There's
either.
still so much of it that's still speculative at this point that it's hard to say either way.
Now, another thing I want to like address with this whole Black Superman thing. Are they going to keep the traditional Superman intro? Or are they just going to redo his origin?
I would hope they keep the intro, the origin.
Yeah.
But like you know, if they're gonna do this as its own movie, you still need to, redo that origin. You
Mm-hmm.
can't just imply it. But I don't see why it would change. Superman is still Superman, regardless of whatever the perspective is for it, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not hard to do Superman. I don't know why Hollywood has fucked up so many times. Literally,
How many Superman movies have there been? They've mostly been pretty bad.
yeah. Because, like, people think they understand the character of Superman, but he's a lot more in depth than most people give him credit for.
Hmm.
This is like an average farm boy with the powers of a god, and all he wants to do is be your bro. It's not that hard to understand.
Yep. Yeah, most of the I don't know. I didn't dislike the Man of Steel Superman.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was. That
Henry
was
Cavill.
fine. It was yeah. I think that's the one I saw. Yeah. That one's fine. It works for what it needs to be. It's not, exceptional, but it's not terrible either.
No, I think it's a perfectly
It's
good
pretty
movie.
consistent.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not like I don't really want to go back and see it again, but for what it was, it's fine.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I have nothing else to say
Okay.
about that.
Yep. We do have exactly one movie that's coming out this week.
Ooh, hit me.
Riders of Justice, being headlined by Mads Mikkelsen. So this is a film follows recently deployed Marcus, played by Mads Mikkelsen, who is forced to return home. He's apparently in some sort of military thing. They don't really say that. They probably should. Deployed how? But forced to return home to care for his teenage daughter after his wife is killed in a tragic train accident. But when a survivor of the wrecked train surfaces claiming foul play, Marcus begins to suspect his wife was murdered and embarks on a revenge-fueled mission to find those responsible.
Hmm. At least it's not a superhero movie.
Yep. Although literally everyone in these pictures looks like they could be a white supremacist, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Although I don't know where it's supposed to be set. Mads is typically keeps his accent when he acts.
Okay.
I had his page pulled up here. I lost it. And it's also interesting to see him be in more of a it seems sort of anti-hero-ish so far, but he's typically in like a villain role. His
Hmm.
most popular stuff has been, Doctor Strange, where he's in a villain role, Casino Royale, where he's in a village role, Rogue One, where he's kind of in a pseudo villain turns good at the end role.
You know, there are people who are typecast as villains.
Hmm.
I'm very curious sometimes if I would be a villain, if I was an actor.
I don't know. I I feel like unless you start to do that, it's hard to say
Yeah,
because it could go either way.
very true. I'd be a good villain. I could be a good Joker.
He's apparently in Fantastic Beasts 3. What?
They're still making Fantastic Beasts 3.
Apparently, 2022.
Oh my god.
The only info for it on Rotten Tomatoes is the next installment in the franchise.
Yeah, I feel like that's a placeholder.
Yeah, it definitely is. He's apparently cast already. Gellert Grindelwald. So right, because he's replacing, if they do one, he's replacing Johnny Depp because Johnny Depp is very weird and flawed.
Aren't we all weird and flawed though?
Not like Johnny Depp, you aren't. Allegedly, he's also in Indiana Jones 5. They're making another one of those. What?
Please just let it die, Hollywood.
Please stop. Like, I would love to see an Indiana Jones. Oh, God. Indiana Jones 5 2022. I want to see one without Harrison Ford.
Yes.
He just seems so done with everything at this point,
He's like, fine, I'll take the money.
Right. And it shows in his performances lately.
Yeah. I just want Harrison
So
Ford to
yeah.
like just retire, have a nice like evening out on his deck, you
Yep.
know, maybe see his grandkids.
Apparently, it's to the stage where there's like an actual script, so it's like official.
Oh no.
Mads Mikkelsen on the Jones 5 script. It was everything I wished it to be. Filming starts this spring.
Okay.
So yeah, that is certainly. I don't know. I wish that the fourth Indiana Jones movie wasn't so bad.
Was it
You
really
know,
bad?
if you've not seen it,
I've never seen a single Indiana Jones.
oh, what? Okay, that has to be like you at least need to watch the first one. The first one is a legitimate classic.
I
You get to see a
think
waxed face of a dude melt. Like, come on, iconic.
pretty great. My thing is that
Oh,
I've literally seen so many things influenced by Indiana Jones, or at least I'm
man.
told they're influenced by Indiana Jones. I'm pretty sure I
Yeah.
would like it.
I mean, the first Indiana Jones movie is just a classic. It's Spielberg. I think it's John Williams.
I'm pretty sure
It
it's
has
John
Harrison
Williams.
Ford like in his prime. It's just a perfect remedy. You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Williams.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a great movie. 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. That sounds about right.
Who's the 5% that didn't like it though?
These sorts of things are always kind of fucked because they can only pull old reviews
Yeah.
typically.
Speaking of
So
old reviews, did you hear about Paddington 2 taking over greatest movie ever from Citizen Kane?
I did, yes.
That's pretty fucked up.
It's so weird.
All I'm saying is the
But
camera work in
oh man.
Paddington 2 is very symbolic.
How the hell does Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull have a 78%? Who the fuck said this was good?
You said it was bad.
Like everybody who I talked to who saw it at the time.
Hmm.
Like, okay, so this person's review, 2018. Everything happens so dizzyingly fast and with such a dazzling disregard for any kind of realism. It sort of doesn't matter that the plot is a silly, rambling nonsense or that Harrison Ford is now 312. No, it does matter because that's what makes the movie is the plot. It doesn't matter how many explosions they have on screen when nothing makes any sense.
Yes.
Why is he in jail?
I don't know, but that Paddington CGI though.
It looks not bad though.
Have you seen Citizen Kane?
I don't think I've. No, I haven't. I haven't seen either of these.
Okay, I've seen Citizen Kane, and it's a good movie. And what I find fun, I don't like the CGI on Paddington, by the way.
No,
No,
I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting like I don't know. It's probably just the palette.
maybe.
It's tricking me into thinking it's someone else's movie.
Um, my thing is, I look at this CGI. Do you know about the infamous crowd scenes in Citizen Kane?
No, I know almost nothing about it
Okay,
other than it's apparently iconic.
yeah. Because like they used a lot of really cool tricks to like make this room look like it was crowded. Here it is.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll show you this image, and I'll explain how this image works. So this is a scene of a
sure.
giant crowd scene, right?
Yeah.
You see movement in that when it's playing, but
Hmm.
there's no people there.
Okay.
So what they did is you see those like heads up towards the front closer to the camera.
Hmm.
Those are painted on, but if you look closer to the stage, they start becoming more circle-like.
Yep.
Yeah, those are actually holes in the poster that they shined a light through, and then they would like put their like things there like around the light to like obscure it to make the illusion of movement.
Okay. Yeah.
And
That's
like
clever.
yeah, all those other heads like in the crowd that are also just circles also do that
Hmm.
same trick.
Yep.
And it looks realistic as fuck. And then there's
Yep.
Paddington too.
And there's Paddington too. I don't know. Let me find this up because I can never keep names straight. The thing that always strikes me with the Paddington movies, and maybe it's just this one in particular, is that it's not animated, but it reminds me of like the Wes Anderson animation
Okay.
in stills. I know it doesn't when it's in motion because it's much more fluid, but in stills the palette is so similar and it has that sort of like it's just pastel. I don't know. It tricks me into thinking that.
Hmm.
It cheats.
There's
I don't
also
get how
what's up?
it's like I don't know. I haven't seen the Paddington movies, so I don't know, but I just don't really get the appeal of it.
Yeah, I don't either. I remember my stepmom took my brother to see Paddington when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't call it a comeback.
So
Paddington's been here for years, rocking the fears, putting suckers in tears.
I do wonder how much of it gets a pass for being a family. Excuse me, being a family, air quotes, family movie.
Are you implying Citizen Kane is not a family film?
Yes.
If there's one thing Citizen Kane is about, it's about the wonders of childhood, good sir.
Yes, Orson Welles, known for his childhood classics.
Dude, if you saw Citizen Kane, you would know that's the funniest fucking joke I've ever said. I can hear all of our hipster fans snickering on the other ends of their headphones right now. And then they're going to be like, actually, it's nothing compared to Wes Anderson. I don't know.
Yeah, I like Wes Anderson, but
Do you have a favorite movie person, director?
for me, it's definitely Wes. Like of modern ones, it's Wes Anderson.
For me, it's Edgar Wright, but I do agree.
Mm-hmm.
Wes Anderson is very
Like
talented.
he just don't miss.
He don't miss.
Although to be fair, he's still relatively young as far as directors go.
Yeah. He's not like Scorsese, where Scorsese has a whole career. Tarantino's also a big one for me. But I feel like if you say Tarantino, you're pretty much saying you like vanilla ice cream. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What's so funny?
because that's true. I
Yeah.
mean, it is.
I've never met a person that doesn't like a Tarantino movie.
Let me check. Let me see if I can be contrarian real quick.
Go, hit me.
Uh, hmm. These are all pretty solid.
Yeah. Get that shit out of here.
Oh, there's a lot of these that I haven't seen.
What you don't understand, Kyril, is I'm just a white girl
Here we
who's
go.
never seen actual cinema like Rashomon or anything like that. And therefore, I am just out to prove my holistic film knowledge from watching Pulp Fiction once with my parents.
Here we go. Here's your bad Tarantino movie.
Don't you dare. What the?
He's apparently cast in it. I have no idea.
Badass cinema.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either, dude.
He's on the box, but he's apparently cast as himself.
Well, do you need anybody
So-
else?
Who knows? Apparently, you need Pam Grier, who gets first billing.
Yeah. Well, Tarantino's not really known for his acting.
I think it might be a documentary.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, Docurama presents an IFC release. So
Fair
I just thought
enough.
that title was so dumb that I had to share it.
It is not dumb. It is badass. Oh my gosh.
Curious. Let me look up. I'm looking up Christopher Nolan stuff right now because he has done a lot of really good shit too.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you're right. My bad. It took me a second to realize who you're talking about. Christopher Nolan,
Hmm.
yes.
I mean, he's done some shaky things, but let me see if I can find it. There's a really good video essay I watched that talked about his Tenet stuff,
Yeah.
um, and how it was not necessarily a good movie, but from like a technical side of it, it was demonstrative of how Nolan is always pushing himself to try different things, to break rules and see if you can make things that shouldn't work actually work.
Well, that's just the hallmarks of a great artist.
Right. And that was kind of their point. That was one of the things that makes Nolan such a visionary director, is that he is willing to do that kind of shit.
Yeah. No. And direct. This is all artists in general, by the way. But
Yep. Yep.
if you stay in your comfort zone, you will
Hmm.
turn out like, I don't know, Michael Bay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because all his stuff is very samey.
Yeah. I have never really. I don't know. Like my favorite artists, like just in general, were like Bowie, Miles Davis, Prince, and they all got weird throughout their time. So
Yeah. At a certain point, you just gotta, right?
yeah, dude, fuck yeah. Isn't Tarantino
Okay.
retiring soon?
I don't know. Probably he's been around for seems like a million years at this point.
Yeah,
I have two last stories here.
hit me.
These are both pretty quick. One is just a piece that I wanted to bring up about how the Biden administration announced today that they are effectively ending a Trump era rule, reversing it, that will protect gay and transgender people from discrimination in healthcare.
Hey,
That's pretty much it. It's something that was put in place during the Trump era, and this overturns it, so reinstates those protections.
hey,
Hmm.
thumbs up.
Big thumbs up. The other one, this is funny. So this is a Business Insider article. Take it with a grain of salt. But apparently, an Arizona state senator has now disowned the widely criticized election recount after seeing it firsthand, saying, "quote It makes us look like idiots."
Beautiful. Arizona
Which is
said that.
great. Yeah, GOP state senator Paul Boyer.
Wow,
Yep.
that's
Described the
beautiful.
controversial vote audit in Maricopa County as ridiculous and an embarrassment in an interview with the New York Times on Friday.
That reminds me of this Snapple bottle cap I found online. You might
Oh yeah,
enjoy.
real fact. Yes, it's a very real fact. Trump lost, and the election was not stolen. Thank you,
Yes.
Snapple. Very cool.
Oh, you know what I miss? I mean this in the best way possible. I do miss some of Trump's funnier tweets.
Sure, but
Yeah,
it's not worth it.
it's not worth it. I mean,
Like, I will admit that he did have some that were objectively funny,
yeah.
but it was not worth it for the damage it was causing.
No, if it would have been better if he was not the president. I was just saying.
Oh yeah, no, if he wasn't the president, who gives a shit?
Yeah, no,
But
Trump.
like, he burned that bridge by running for president.
I know, Trump. You could have had the funniest Twitter account in the world, but you threw
Yeah.
it all away.
Like, a part of me does wish that he kind of just like gave up during the primaries,
Yeah,
because some of this shit would have been hilarious. It wasn't coming from the sitting president, because you could just laugh at it rather
hmm
than having to be like, "Oh my god, that's the president saying that."
yeah.
You just sort of sweep it away as the crazy piece of shit that he is,
You can sweep it away as your
but
uncle.
not the crazy piece of shit that would be my president.
Oh yeah. I'm just glad a lot of those tweets were preserved.
Yeah.
The funny ones, at least.
I will say though, it does kind of suck. I don't follow the subreddit anymore because it just kind of turned into a circle jerk. But there was a whole subreddit I used to follow that was Trump criticizes Trump. That's the whole point of it, was taking old tweets that Trump made and contrasting them with the tweets that he was making today. And it was like literally everything that came out of his mouth he had said the opposite of at some point. There was not an exception.
That's politicians in general, dude.
No, I mean, this was like even the most mundane shit that you could imagine. I'll have to
Yeah.
see if I can find it, because there was some really obscure things that you're just like, yeah, I mean, okay, sure, but no, he would every single time have something that would be the opposite of it. Trump criticized. Oh wow, it's up to 400,000 members now. Jesus.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 3 months ago. That's all, folks. In a pinned post. So what's the top of all time? Top of all time. I'm curious now.
Well, you know his blog is like up, right?
Oh yeah, I saw that the Twitter account that was trying to promote it though got
Yeah.
taken down.
I hope there's some good gems in those blogs, like when he made fun of the Oscars. But at the same time, I just feel like he's a very sad man right now.
Oh no! All because all of these linked to Twitter, so all of the contents of them is just this tweet has been deleted.
Sad.
It's very sad.
F in chat.
But it would be shit like, thank you to, this is 14th of June 2016. Thank you to the LGBT community. I will fight for you while Hillary brings in more people that will threaten your freedoms and beliefs.
Go on.
Yep.
Is that
June
a
4th,
transgender
2014.
ban
Are
I
you
hear?
allowed to impeach a president for gross incompetence?
One of my
There's always
favorites was
something.
the Diet Coke bit.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Boycott Coke. Don't worry about the Coke I'm drinking right now. Boycott Coke.
I've never seen a thin person drink a Diet Coke. He says as he
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Well, I've never seen a thin person drink Coke.
Also true.
Yeah, soda sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the do you follow ProZD Sungwon Cho at all?
Every once in a while.
Have you seen his trying X of whatever series?
Yes.
He did one for Coke last week.
Oh no, what was it?
It was just all of the different Coke products that he could find. Apparently Coke makes like coffee based energy drinks now.
Yes.
Really weird.
Do you know how tempting that is for a guy like me?
I can
coffee
imagine.
addict?
It sounds so bad though.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm looking at that. I'm like, that is highly addictive.
Like cherry Coke and coffee? What?
Cherry coffee's good, but I don't think I could get it like. Is it like carbonated?
Yes.
That sucks. Who needs carbonated coffee?
It's an energy drink.
Fuck energy drinks.
That's how it's meant to be.
I've never had an okay. I never regularly drink energy drinks. I tried them once. Fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't, like, real energy drinks I can't stand. The
Yeah.
only one that I drink my Kickstarts, and those are just like orange pop, basically.
Yeah.
Like I don't get how people can drink Red Bull.
No.
I can't stand the shit.
Have you ever seen those Bang energy drinks?
Yes.
Those things are sketchy as hell.
Those look so bad.
Dude, they invented a new chemical called super creatine.
Ugh.
And they don't.
It just sounds gross.
And it doesn't say what super creatine is.
What's super creatine?
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Chemist. Tell me what's in that.
I'm actually looking it up right now.
Oh, God.
Super creatine. Creatine bonded to L-leucine.
Are energy drinks healthy? Namely the Bang kind. First response. Energy drinks are never a good choice.
I'm reading a article here about what's in it. Caffeine, creatine, and BCAA. What the hell is BCAA? Amino acids. Okay. Has not been evaluated by the FDA, and I could not find any reliable scientific articles on super creatine. So take that statement with a grain of salt.
Well, I know like Bang energy
that
drinks.
sounds about right.
Bang energy drinks are also supposedly, hear me out now, right?
Yep.
done by a pharmaceutical company.
Sure.
Yeah.
So apparently they have caffeine and creatine, and their super creatine is allegedly some kind of creatine that is bonded to something else in a way that makes it easier for it to be absorbed in the brain
Oh,
and
God.
translate into its effects. But apparently, caffeine is known to reduce the effectiveness of creatine, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And contains no fruit juice. Why even bother? I get 5% fruit juice with my Kickstarter. Come
Oh,
on.
shit.
Not sponsored.
We still need a sponsor.
Hit me up, Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
You know where I'm at.
We will sell our
Buy enough
souls.
of your shit.
We can't analyze the impact of nutritional profile of Bang. To further complicate matters, VPX Sports, the company behind the drink, is currently being sued based on
Oh my
allegations that super creatine is actually not
God.
creatine at all. What?
Apparently, Bang has 300 milligrams of caffeine in it. What the fuck? That sounds incredibly dangerous.
Well, according to this article right here, 400 milligrams is the limit for a healthy adult.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, that's what I mean. It's like one can and you're done for the day.
Yeah. Okay. My coffee habit isn't that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, 95 milligrams per cup. I can live with that.
Yep.
I usually have like 2 a day, 3 if I'm feeling
Yeah.
super
Oh, yeah.
tired.
That's fine.
Yeah. Then maybe some tea. Ultimately, we cannot recommend making Bang energy drinks a regular part of your routine. Their basic nutrition facts may look significantly better than most energy drinks,
Yeah.
but there is also a number of major red flags surrounding the product. We suppose you could do worse if you are absolutely must have an energy drink, but for most people, a large coffee can provide a sugar free boost of caffeine
Yep.
along with beneficial, naturally occurring nutrients without the concern.
Yep. That sounds about right.
Huh. Well, well.
I think that's about all.
Yeah, we made fun of Bang energy drinks.
Oh, did you hear? Sorry, one last thing. Did you hear about Foxitis? Fox Mania?
I don't like it. Go on.
It is a real fake defense that people involved in the January 6th insurrection are trying to use, claiming that because of their consumption of Fox News, that it made them basically go crazy. It almost certainly, like 99%, will not work.
No.
There's it's you're still responsible for your own actions because you're an adult.
I honestly, as someone who studies media, and media studies, I'm kind of interested to see how well that holds up in court, and if it does become more of a thing.
There's no way it does.
No, it probably will not, but it's very interesting to me on the agenda setting level in hyperbolic needles.
Yep.
Yeah. By the way, here's the nutritional facts of a 5-hour energy.
4 calories.
4 calories.
What the hell? Do you like pissing out vitamin B? Do I have the drink for you?
Vitamin B12, 8,333% of your daily needs. Vitamin B6,
40 milligrams of vitamin B6. That is a lot.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to look this up right now. Oh, so I can remember what it's called. Because I looked this stuff up in high school for the way that certain drugs are metabolized. So, how much vitamin B6 can your body metabolize?
So what
Let's
if you
do
don't?
an hour.
So it just will sit in your stomach until it can metabolize the rest.
No, you just pee it out if you can't metabolize it all.
Really?
That's one of the big yeah. Well, that's one of the problems with a lot of like the vitamin C tablets
Yeah.
that are like 5,000% of your daily vitamin C, is that you're not like getting more vitamin C than your body can just consume. You just pee it out.
Hmm.
And it doesn't help you at all. That's why things like the daily vitamins aren't like that typically, because you there's a lot of things that you don't get too much of them. It's the same way with a lot of drugs, is that there's certain drugs that you realistically can't overdose on because you have to metabolize so much more of it than your body physically can in the period of time before it just flushes out of your system without being metabolized.
Interesting.
Vitamin B6 is usually safe in amounts of 200 to 500 milligrams per day.
You said 200
200 to 500, yes.
milligrams.
So 40 milligrams is probably fine.
Yeah.
But
Those are some outrageous numbers.
it's still, I mean, it's clearly still way more than you need.
Yeah.
And then there's the energy blend, which is almost definitely more than you need. Like, here's 2 grams of caffeine, kid. Go crazy.
Dude. You remember David after the dentist?
Yes.
That old video?
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that kid just sold the video as an NFT and made $13K.
What?
Yeah.
I've heard. I'm not. I'm no. I'm not even gonna be saying I'm surprised. I'm not surprised. I heard about it with the one girl who was with in front of the fire.
Yeah.
She did the same shit. Made some stupid amount of money. It's all links back to some person that's setting all these up and taking a cut of it all. So
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. We should do an exclusive episode as an NFT.
As an NFT,
And you know what it should be?
only one person can have it.
Yeah. You know what it should be?
What's that?
We should just keep saying, fuck you, you wasted your money.
You're not getting it back.
You're not. No refunds. You killed our planet for this? Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, end of the show.
Okay. I do have one last note.
Okay.
I learned about a very cool live dance music set
Okay.
that was done 2 years ago, year and a half ago. Live at Preikestolen in Norway by Ein Music, back-to-back Jonas Albach. And the cool part of it, it's a good live set. Cool part of it is the location, though, because it is literally on the edge of a mountain.
That's pretty cool.
You can see their set, their table right at the edge there. It's really fucking cool.
Wait till someone takes
There's a whole...
Go on.
There's a channel that does a whole bunch of these called Circle. A lot of them aren't available in the US, but there's another one by Ben Bomer who did a whole live show in a hot air balloon. And it's just cool shit. It's very entertaining. So that's all I got.
Okay. Well, this has been the Two Schmo Show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the infamous Orion, and I've been a Schmo.
I'm Carl, and I've been a Schmo.
And remember to overdose on vitamin D tonight.